The Weird and the Warped Details 3. Okay. Now, what happens after Jonty spends his time musing in the Deep South in the Stepping Stone Islands with Nuana and Nanalako, is that they go their separate ways, as I've said, and she goes on to find her acceptance with her community, and that's generally the story which Hugh Cook has in mind. And for the Jonty story, we go with he returns home to southern Tamaran to Paron Gash, where he lives, his village. Then he goes once more questing to Chomba Pass. And when he gets there this time, he meets the visitors from Bereshambala. And we go into the Voice and the Ventigern storyline, which is the in the final part of Volume 13, the Weird and the Warped. And he queries about Bereshambala to the visitors from Bereshambala, and they chat with him. And he accompanies them to the Ventigern, potentially to be employed by the robot into the Nexus, but it never occurs. And when they get to the Ventigern, they set it right, and it's got a climactic scene because they help fix it with the robot, the contracted workers from Bereshambala, droll drug user Tugura Lupin and Jen Scan Puttlekin. And there's sort of like a scene where they've got their hands on the hips and they're looking up with some pride of a Ventigern which has been repaired properly. And the gravity belt starts working more normally now, and the history of the Cold West is finished because the West, there's no longer a new hemisphere, a new southern hemisphere, as it were, where the Cold West was, because it changed every 4 years and it got frozen every 4 years. That's the idea I've got anyway. And it they sort of look there with the hands on hip and pride at accomplishing things, and then they return back to Jonty's village, and they meet his family, and then they go their separate ways back to Chomba Pass and return home. The visitors from Bereshambala, and Jonty finds his resolution that he got as many answers as he could on Bereshambala and was satisfied in as much as that he could resolve so far in his life story. So that's essentially how the story ends. That volume ends, and of course, what happens with Nuana as well.